Hello, I'm Professor Sung-Sul Ro, teaching traditional Korean medicine at Daegu Hany University. First, thank you for the opportunity to present at this international conference. My detailed major is herbology, and I mainly has researched on pharmacological efficacy of herbal medicine, and recently I'm researching the efficacy and mechanism of parallel treatment of Korean medicine and Western medicine. The topic of my presentation is co-treatment of Gardnerella fructus and Solimarin ameliorated excessive oxidative stress induced liver fibrosis by regulating hepatic sirtuin 1 activities using a thioacetamide TAA induced mice model. When we look at global burden of liver disease updated to 2023, liver disease accounts for over 2 million deaths annually, which amount to 4% of total global deaths, 1 in 25 deaths. Notably, 1/3 of liver-related deaths occurred in women. Alcohol consumption increased the risk of liver cirrhosis relative mortality by 260 times, cardiovascular mortality by 3.2 times, and cancer mortality by 5.1 times. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, affects a quarter of the world adult population with a global estimated prevalence of 33.4%, and it continues to rise. In the future, alcohol and non-alcohol fatty liver disease related mortality will increase, which has been linked to increased alcohol consumption, aging population, and increase in metabolic risk factor among the general population. In the paper published by Deva Harvey in 2023 in Journal Hepatology, the global prevalence of alcohol consumption and ALD, alcohol-related liver disease, was suggested. Over the past decade, the total number of deaths attributable to ALD has increased in various regions, including Europe, Asia, Latin America, and the United States. Furthermore, it was reported that deaths related to alcohol also increased during the COVID-19 pandemic. Figure A and Figure B show the global prevalence of alcohol consumption and ALD, while Figure C and Figure D show the global prevalence of NAFLD and obesity. These days, viral hepatitis cases are effectively managed with vaccines and antiviral medications. So, the emerging liver disease to be highlighted in the future can be seen as ALD and NALD. The prevalence rates of ALD and NALD at different disease stages have been presented in the images. In traditional Korean medicine, the primary and significant factor in causing liver-related issue is stress. Stress is referred to as 노즉상간 in 동의보감 edited by Heo-jun, which means that anger harms the liver, expression of anger, harboring resentment, and lingering feelings of disappointment, excessive tension, and the constantly agitated mind, commonly referred to as drying of blood, disturb the body's balance, generate heat, and damage the liver, which play a crucial role in regulating the body's blood circulation. Liver fibrosis is characterized by the progressive accumulation of extracellular matrix, ECM, which disturbs the physiological structure of the liver. Pathogenic, toxic, metabolic, or viral disease damage liver cells and lead to immune cell infiltration, activating the transformation and differentiation of hepatic stellate cells into collagen-producing myofibroblast cells. As a result, HSC is physiological, involved in tissue recovery in chronic liver disease. And when the imbalance between fibrosis and anti-fibrosis mechanism is broken, HSC causes excess ECM production in liver. This figure is an example for mechanistic concept for liver fibrosis. Chronic hepatocyte injury causes the release of damage-associated patterns, DAMPs, and apoptotic bodies that activate HSC and recruit to immune cell. Complex multi-directional interaction between activated HSC, Kupffer cell, and the innate immune cell promote proliferation of HSC and differentiation into myofibroblast production, ECM. The activation of HSC have two main phases. First phase is on initiation. Which involve early gene expression change after injury. Second phase is perpetuation, which maintain an activated stage of lead to fibrosis and inflammation. On initiation is triggered by signals from injured hepatocyte, resided Kupffer cell, endothelial cell, reactive oxygen species, and lipid peroxide. A perpetuation occurs due to the ongoing effect of these signals, leading to increased cell growth, contractility, fibrogenesis, generation of abnormal ECM, pro-inflammatory and chemoattractant mediator production. With our prior research, this study was published in the Antioxidant Journal in 2021. The impact factor is 7.8. We had investigated the effect of gardenia fruit in animal model of TAA, thioacetamide-induced liver fibrosis. Hereafter, gardenia fruit will be referred to as GF. Indicating compound of GF, geniphosphide. Right up, was analyzed for each composition using UPLC, and it was found that the GF was containing a content of 176.6 milligram per gram. The research was conducted with the approval by the Ethics Committee of Daegu Han University using male C57BL6 mice. Liver fibrosis was induced by intraperitoneal injection of TAA according to escalating dose protocol. We administered 3 times a week for 8 weeks. Dose was 100 milligram per in first week to 200 milligram per kilogram from 2 to 3 weeks, and 400 milligram per kilogram from 4 to 8 weeks. The study result confirmed that administration of GF alleviated liver fibrosis through the AMPK, SALT1, NF-kappa B pathway, as well as the NRF2 signaling pathway. Then, the latest research has studied that combination treatment could have an advantage in the treatment of metabolic disease, such as obesity, diabetes, atherosclerosis, or virus disease. Especially, the synergy effect of combination therapy is generally referred to as drug and drug interaction to produce combined effect better than the individual effect of each of them. Accordingly, the above reasons make us set up a possible hypothesis that co-treatment with GF and silimarin may synergistically alleviate liver fibrosis with a unique pharmacological action as compared with each of single treatment. As you know, silimarin extracted from fruit and seed of milk thistle exert hepatoprotective effect via enhancement of anti-inflammatory and anti-oxidative stress and anti-cytotoxicity effect in various liver disease animal models and patients with chronic liver disease, CLD, including fibrosis. However, the effectiveness of silimarin is limited because of the insufficiency of aqueous solubility, the poverty intestinal absorption, likewise the lack of systemic bioavailability when ingested orally. Let me briefly mention the result we have so far. When looking at figure 1, repeated injection of TAA caused significant increase in inflamed cell infiltration and necrotic areas through the liver tissue by inspection of histopathological analysis of H&E staining, whereas GS treatment markedly exerted reduction of them. These pathological alterations were well supported by the abnormal state of serum liver enzyme, including 16.5, 5.5, 3.2, and 3.4 increase in ALT, AST, LDH, and serum levels as compared with the control group. Administration with GS considerably decreased the serum level of hepatic injury as compared with the TAA group, and the high dose of GS significantly decreased compared to the dose of each single treatment group. We further observed the cell death signals by ablation Q-NEL assay. As our expectation, TAA injection led to enhancement of liver cell death in the liver tissue as compared with the control group. However, GS treatment remarkably reduced the signals of tunnel assay through the liver tissue. TAA made increased cell death in liver, but GS co-treatment significantly decreased cell death than GF and silimarin single treatment. Next, to verify the etiology of liver cell death and fibrosis by TAA injection in liver, we investigated the oxidative stress-related molecules. As expected, hepatic ROS levels in the TAA group significantly increased as compared with the control group, whereas GS administration synergistically decrease this alternation as compared with that of GF100 treatment group, respectively. Repeat peroxidation, which is the final product of oxidative stress in the serum and hepatic protein levels, were drastically elevated by TAA treatment as compared with the control group, respectively. However, treatment with a high dose of GS showed significantly decrease them, and they also show remarkable effect as comparable with each single treatment group. Furthermore, antioxidant enzyme in the liver protein levels of total GSH content and SOD activity were reduced by TAA injection, while administration with both GF and silimarin had significantly increased them, and GS showed significantly exertion of both antioxidant component than silimarin 100 mg per kilogram treatment. We evaluated further hepatic inflammation by focusing on the hepatic resided macrophage, which is known for Kupffer cell, marked by Western blot analysis. Hepatic protein levels of phospho NF-kappa B in the TAA groups were remarkably increased as compared to that of the control group, whereas I-kappa B alpha levels were decreased. Administration with GS50 and GS100 exerted recovered above alternations in figure 4a. Especially Kupffer cell activation related markers such as INOS and toll-like receptor 4, TLR4 was increased by TAA injection, but they were effectively decreased in GS treatment group, figure 4a. The above alternation were coincided with the IHC analysis against F480 staining. As you can see in figure 4c and 4e, hepatic protein levels of pro-inflammatory cytokine, including TNF-alpha, interleukin-1 beta, and interleukin-6, showed anti-hepatic inflammation effect of GS on TAA-induced liver injury conditions, but not synergistic effect of GS than each single treatment group. Our outcomes clearly exhibit synergistic effect of GS on liver fibrosis as compared with each single treatment group. It is well known that trichrome staining is a marker of collagen deposition in liver tissue. As expected, treatment of GF 100 mg per kilogram, silimarin 100 mg per kilogram, GS 50 mg per kilogram, and GS 100 mg per kilogram significantly reduced the collagen formation as compared with that of the TAA group. Western blot analysis data clearly provide that the effect of GS against hepatic fibrotic molecules, including ECM, such as ECTA2, upper biomarker, ECTA2, COLT1 and COLT3, fibrogenic cytokine receptor, including TGF-beta1 receptor and TDGF-beta receptor, and they are regulator of SMAD2 and SMAD3 activation, and modulator of ECM synthesis proteins, especially for TIMP1 and MMP13 with synergistic manner, respectively, in figure 5E. And it is also well shown GS100 group significantly decreased collagen depositions as compared with the GF100 group. Moreover, ECM molecules including alpha SMA, COL-T1, and COL-T3 by evidence of IHC analysis well displayed the synergistic properties of GS than other groups in dose-dependent manners as compared with each single treatment group, respectively. Serious red staining will support the above result that our drug co-treatment significantly decreased collagen accumulation, and GS showed a synergistic effect as compared with the GF100 group. In the liver tissue, we further investigated the pharmacological actions of GS to explain the underlying mechanism of GS as compared with each single treatment group. Hepatic protein level of NRF2 were remarkably decreased in the TAA group, and the Silymarin 100 groups led to recovery of prevention of the depletion of NRF2 as compared with the TAA group. Both GS50 and GS100 groups showed relatively increased NRF2 in the hepatic protein levels as compared with the GF100, but not the Silymarin 100 group. Figure 6A. HO1 also well supported the alternations of NRF2 in the hepatic protein levels. We found AMPK alpha activation was drastically decreased in the TAA group. Interestingly, both GF and Silymarin 100 groups didn't recover each activation, but both those of GS treatment notably recovered in like figure 6A. Figure 6B will show the above alternation would be regulated by hepatic 31 activation by synergistic manners of GS50 mainly. Next, to investigate the possible mechanism of GS, during liver fibrosis development, we had performed a cell line-based in vitro experiment using a human hepatoma cell line, HepG2 cell, and human HSC, LX2 cell, respectively. Regarding the anti-liver fibrosis effect of SIRT6 on activated HSC, GS mainly prevent from accumulations of collagen type 1 deposition during TGF-beta1 mediated fibrotic stimulus on LX2 cell line. GS synergistically prevented cell death signals via attenuation of oxidative stress, which was induced by hydrogen peroxide treatment. As compared with each single treatment of GF and Silymarin, this antioxidant and anti-apoptosis effect were attributed by 31, which enhanced by GS treatment. Additionally, we clearly discovered that the selective pharmacological action of GS, which synergistically induced LX2 cell death, especially enhancement of apoptosis by tunnel assay and flow cytometry result. When TAA intrapenile injection cause liver damages, inflammatory indicator were increased in serum. Oxidative stress, inflammation, apoptosis, fibrosis, and ECM overexpression are caused by deactivation of HSC, Kupffer cell, and infiltration of immune cell in liver. However, it was confirmed that the overall biomarkers were improved when GF and Silymarin was administered respectively. And when treating GS, it was more effective than the single treatment group. This study explored the unique role of GS using two different human liver cell lines. The main action of GS seems to be related to its antioxidant effect via regulation of the NRF2-H1 signaling pathway, which was affected by hepatic 31 activity. The induction of specific cell death in activated HSC is a major key point to consider in anti-liver fibrosis therapies. Ultimately, therapeutic approach for liver fibrosis must take two consideration following fact. 1. Control or cure primary disease. 2. Reduction of intrahepatic inflammation and immune regulation. 3. Inhibition of fibrogenesis. 4. Promotion of regression of advanced fibrosis. Reducing liver inflammation and regulating the immune response are crucial strategies for improving liver fibrosis. Therefore, our research next goal is number 2, reduction of intrahepatic inflammation and immune regulation. Liver injury is exacerbated by various stress signals such as ROS and ER, endoplasmic reticulum stress. apoptosis signaling regulating kinase 1 is one of the MAP kinase pathway activated during stressful conditions and can worsen inflammation, apoptosis, and fibrosis in liver. In relation to this, we plan to conduct in-depth research in the future. I finish the presentation of what I prepared. Thank you very much for your attention.